So PewDiePie apparently said the N-word in a live stream with a hard R, and now the internet's shitting its pants. I have kind of mixed feelings on this whole thing. I just kind of feel right now an overwhelming sense of just like disappointment and frustration and dread at what's gonna happen next. And the dread is what's frustrating because I know several things are going to happen that are going to irritate me. We're going to have a witch hunt because we all know the internet loves a good witch hunt. Everyone's going to attack PewDiePie. They almost want to see him fail because he's so successful. So we're gonna have that. I'm gonna have to deal with that. We're gonna have an overflow of social justice warriors that are really upset at him doing this, and they're going to be using him as an example to say that everyone's basically racist. And then we're also going to have people that are worried that his actions are going to cause this domino effect leading to more demonetization on YouTube. And unfortunately, I think that last part might actually be true, but I would like to say, before anybody starts complaining about this, that I have noticed since the adpocalypse recently, actually a few days ago, my entire channel basically got demonetized. Everything is yellow. All my green dollar signs are now yellow dollar signs, which means half my shit isn't eligible for monetization because it's not advertiser friendly, but that's my entire channel. I guess I'm not PG, PC enough for YouTube, and I think that's a fate that I have kind of just accepted at this point, but it seems so flawed. I mean, a video of mine where I'm saying exciting news, where I talk about my new show that just got released on the Fullscreen app, I'm just excited and I'm talking about the new things that I'm doing in my life, and for some reason, that video on my vlog channel, which is super inoffensive, gets flagged because it's not advertiser friendly. I did mention in my last video on demonetization and YouTube that I went to a meeting one time and a network exec made a comment along the lines of the adpocalypse being the fault of PewDiePie. And that is not something I can stand behind. I think that it's the fault of a shitty system that, you know, punishes everyone for something that I don't even think was really that big of a deal to begin with. Everyone knows the Wall Street Journal kind of screwed us over on that one. But now that we know that someone like PewDiePie has the influence to cause such a massive backlash to the point where thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of creators, including myself, get their income cut by more than half. You know, now that we have this information, I feel like we should kind of, I don't know, proceed with a little bit more caution, and someone at the status of PewDiePie should be a little bit more aware of what he's doing. But to put everything into context, if you haven't seen the clip, here it is.
What a fucking nigger. Jeez, oh my god, what the f***?
Now I noticed in that clip that he pretty immediately notices that it was a mistake to say that, and he kind of backs off and kind of corrects himself and says, oh no, I meant asshole. So I think he was kind of aware of what he was doing, maybe unaware of the backlash it would have, but after the whole Nazi thing, I think he'd probably know better by now.
What a fucking asshole. I don't mean that in a bad way, Jesus fuck.
I mean, I'm not personally a gamer, but I have been around people before who play video games, and sometimes it can get really heated, and some pretty crazy, you know, language is used, but it's just, you know, it's normally in private between people. I think it kind of is a little different now that it's on such a public platform and it has the potential to negatively influence so many people. At the end of the day, we have to realize that he's a human being. He's not a robot. He's gonna screw up sometimes, and in the heat of the moment, if he makes a mistake, which I'm sure he admittedly thinks it was a mistake, and I think it was not a good thing that he did, to be clear. I'm not defending what he did. I just think that, you know, you have to look sometimes at the intent behind what somebody does, and I don't think his intention was to be racist. You know, if you think about it, if you think about PewDiePie as a person, I don't think anybody would look at him and genuinely think, yes, he is definitely a racist. But again, like I said, the internet loves, loves, loves a witch hunt, so here we go. Hashtag PewDiePieIsOverparty has been trending all day on Twitter, and it's just something that people keep talking about and keep talking about. They think, oh my god, his channel is definitely over now. He's never gonna be successful again. And you guys, you know, before you start saying stuff like this, do some research, okay? Go to his social blade. PewDiePie is very far from failing. So I don't know, like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel very torn. On one hand, I acknowledge that what he did was wrong, but on the other hand, you know, words only have the power that we give them. But at the same time, he has an audience and somewhat of a responsibility to his fellow creators to not screw it up for everyone. But on the other hand, I question whether or not it really is his fault, and should he have this kind of responsibility, because the actual flaw is in a system where this type of thing can so easily be blown out of proportion and extreme measures are taken to remedy something that at the end of the day didn't even have a negative intent behind it. I don't know. So yeah, if someone asks me, we're part of a shitty system. But I think by now he should know that. So that's kind of where my disappointment comes in, you know? I hope that this doesn't cause a terrible domino effect to where even though I'm already making like a fraction of what I was making before on YouTube, I'm making less than a quarter of what I was making, you know, but I don't feel safe even with that. I mean, I could lose even more. That could be cut in half again. So, you know, it would be nice to not have to worry about stuff like this. And every time something like this happens, I cringe a little bit. But since the adpocalypse happened, I have learned to not put all my eggs in one basket. I mean, that's just really stupid at this point. If you're relying solely on YouTube for your income, you're asking to get massively screwed over whenever shit like this happens. So, I mean, I live stream every single day. I thank you to everyone who is supporting me on Patreon. I've been pushing that a lot lately. I upload Patreon only videos every single week that is just for my patrons. So thank you guys who are supporting me. I just, like I said, I talked earlier about my show that I released on the Fullscreen app. I'll leave, you know, all the information to that in the description below if you want to check it out. My last 2 videos were about it too. But, you know, so I have like a lot of different things right now that I'm working on. Not everything that I have is going into YouTube, but YouTube is still my main platform, and stuff like this does still affect me. And I do wish that people who had that much power, like Pewdiepie, would recognize the potential impact they could have on others. And now I'm just talking in circles, and the whole thing is very frustrating, and I know the internet's just gonna blow up because, you know, it's fun to be offended at things. But anyways, guys, it's currently like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. I decided to film this last second before I actually fly back to LA. So I'm just trying to get my opinion out there really quick on this before it becomes irrelevant tomorrow. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you liked this video, liked it, shared it, all my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!